Right now, at this exact moment, you cannot leave this island. Not because of weather, not because of money, not because of paperwork. There is no airport. There is no helicopter. There is no ferry. The only way off this island is a ship, and the next ship does not arrive for months. You are 1,500 miles from the nearest inhabited land, 2,700 miles from Cape Town, 3,700 miles from South America. You are in the middle of the most remote ocean on Earth. And on that island, on that dark volcanic peak, rising from 37,000 feet of open water, 250 people are having breakfast. 250 people. On the most remote inhabited island on the face of the Earth. And here is the thing you need to know before we tell their story. In 1961, the volcano they lived on erupted. The entire population, all 264 of them, was evacuated to England. 2 years later, the British government offered them permanent resettlement, new houses, jobs, the full resources of a modern country. They said no. They went back. Every single one. This is the story of why. To understand Tristan da Cunha, you have to understand where it is not. It is not near anything. The nearest inhabited land is the island of St. Helena, the island where Napoleon Bonaparte was exiled to die in 1821, which is itself considered one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth. St. Helena is 1,500 miles away. The nearest continent, Africa, is 2,700 miles to the northeast. South America is 3,700 miles west. Antarctica, which is not inhabited, is 1,700 miles south. In every direction, for distances that would take a ship weeks to cross. Open ocean. There are no regular passenger services, no airline, no scheduled ferry. 6 to 8 supply ships per year from Cape Town. 7 days each way. Each ship brings what the island cannot make: fuel, medicines, machinery, the particular goods of modern life that a volcanic island in the South Atlantic cannot manufacture. And each ship carries the only passengers who make this journey. The occasional researcher, the birdwatcher who has planned this trip for years, the traveler who has been everywhere else and now wants to go here, and sometimes a Tristanian coming home. Tristan da Cunha is not a volcanic island. It is a volcano. The peak, Queen Mary's Peak, rises 6,760 feet above sea level. But sea level is not the base of this mountain. The base of this mountain is the floor of the South Atlantic Ocean, 37,000 feet below the surface. Total height, measured from its foundation, more than 43,000 feet. Taller than Mount Everest by more than 14,000 feet. Most of it is underwater. What you see from the ship is the top 6,760 feet of a mountain that would dwarf anything on the surface of the Earth. The coastline is almost entirely cliffs, black basalt, sheer, the Southern Ocean breaking against them with the force of 3,700 miles of open fetch. There is one place on the coastline where the cliffs relent, a small shelf of lava, perhaps a mile wide, 3 miles long. On this shelf, Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. Population, 250. The only village, the only human settlement on the most remote inhabited island on Earth. They built it on the only piece of land that was buildable, not because it was convenient, because there was no alternative, and they have been here for 200 years, by choice. The island was discovered by a Portuguese navigator named Tristan da Cunha in 1506. He did not land. The seas were too rough. He sailed past. He named it for himself, and the island remained uninhabited for another 304 years. In 1810, an American named Jonathan Lambert arrived with 2 companions. He declared himself sovereign owner. He intended to stay forever. He disappeared 2 years later, presumed drowned. In 1816, Britain established a garrison to prevent the island from being used as a base for rescuing Napoleon Bonaparte. When the garrison was withdrawn in 1817, one soldier chose to remain. His name was William Glass, a Scottish corporal. Over the following decades, a small number of people arrived. Sailors who decided not to leave, women from St. Helena, and in 1892, 2 Italian shipwreck survivors named Lavarello and Repetto, who washed ashore and never left. Think about that. They survived a shipwreck, they were rescued, and they stayed. By the end of the 19th century, the island's population had settled into the 7 family lines that still define it today. Glass, Green, Hagen, Lavarello, Repetto, Rogers, Swain. 7 surnames for an island of 250 people, which means that everyone on Tristan da Cunha is related to almost everyone else. Close cousins. A genetic cohesion that makes this population one of the most studied, isolated human communities in the world. On October 10th, 1961, the volcano on which 264 people lived began to erupt. Steam came first, then smoke, then lava. The entire population was loaded onto a Dutch fishing vessel. Most of them had never left Tristan. Some of the older islanders had never seen a car or a traffic light or stood in a queue at a supermarket. They were taken to England, to a country of 50 million people, where nobody knew their name and nobody needed to. They found England cold, impersonal. In 1963, the British government made an offer: stay in England, permanently, full citizenship, jobs, education. The Tristanians discussed the offer, and then they said no. They wanted to go home. 198 of them returned to Tristan da Cunha. They went back because England was not home. England was everywhere else. Tristan was the only place on Earth that knew their names. There is only one major employer on Tristan da Cunha, Edinburgh Seafoods. The company processes and exports the spiny lobster that lives in the cold, clear, pollution-free waters around the island. The Tristan crawfish is among the most prized in the world because these waters are among the least polluted on the surface of the Earth. The result is a product that high-end restaurants in New York and Tokyo pay premium prices for. But there is no harbor. The coastline does not permit a conventional dock, so the Tristanians use longboats, flat-bottomed, oar-powered, specifically designed for launching through the surf. And launching requires the whole community. The boat is carried to the water's edge. The fishermen get in. The men and women on shore push. The rowers pull. And the boat goes through the breaking wave by timing, by strength, and by the specific knowledge of how that beach behaves. "250 people managing one of the healthiest fisheries on Earth by themselves. And then there is the wildlife. The animals here are not afraid of you. There are no land predators on Tristan, no foxes, no rats, no cats. When the rockhopper penguins evolved over thousands of years, they had no reason to fear anything on land. Tristan da Cunha is home to approximately 80% of the world's northern rockhopper penguins, 80% of a species on one island. Then there are the albatrosses. The wandering albatross, the largest flying bird on Earth, nests here. It can fly for years without landing, logging more than 5 million miles in flight over its lifetime. That is more distance than 200 trips to the moon and back. And it comes home to this archipelago to nest, an animal that travels 5 million miles and still comes back to this island. We will come back to that idea. In September 2024, a ship arrived at Tristan da Cunha, carrying a Starlink terminal. And Tristan da Cunha, the most remote inhabited island on Earth, got reliable broadband internet for the first time in its history. Before this, a satellite connection shared by 250 people was limited to only 4 megabits per second. Video calls and streaming were impossible. Starlink changed this overnight. Suddenly, the children of Tristan could access the same educational resources as children in London or New York. But the island is careful. Every community that has found its identity in its distance from the wider world faces the same question. How much do we want to let in? The question is how to use it without becoming something that the island has never been: ordinary. When the Tristanians were in England, They were asked what they missed. The answers were consistent. They missed the quiet. Not the absence of sound, but the quiet of a world in which the noise that existed was the noise of the natural world. They missed the scale. The ocean in every direction, the mountain above, and the stars at night that were more numerous than any English sky. Remember the albatross, the bird that travels 5 million miles and still comes back to this island. Not because it has to, because this is where it knows. The Tristanians are the same. They have seen everywhere else, and they have made the same calculation. This is where I am known. This is home. There is a phrase in the Tristanian dialect for the feeling of being on the island after being away. They call it coming home to yourself. The understanding that the island is not just where they live, it is part of who they are. Home is not the place that offers you the most. Home is the place that makes you most yourself. "250 people, 7 names. 200 years of one choice, made again every day. Home is not the place that offers you the most. Home is the place that makes you most yourself." So, if the ship were leaving tomorrow, would you be on it? 7 days at sea, 1,500 miles of open ocean, the most remote island on Earth. Tell us in the comments. We read every single one. And if this changed the way you think about what home means, about what people will cross an ocean for, and what they will refuse to leave behind, share it with someone who has never heard of Tristan da Cunha. Next week, we are going somewhere that is also unreachable by most people, but for a completely different reason. Not ocean. Ice. The coldest, most isolated village in the Northern Hemisphere, where the temperature has reached -67 degrees Celsius, and where 500 people live their entire lives inside that number. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Until then, remember, the most extraordinary communities on Earth are not the ones with everything. They are the ones that know exactly what they need.